Hi FLOSSTUBE, welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm the Lancashire Stitcher. Today is Saturday the 7th of October 2023 and this is FLOSSTUBE number 81. If you're new here, welcome. This is a channel mainly about cross stitch, but I do include other crafts usually, and I also talk about the walks and travels I've been on recently. If you're returning, welcome back. It's lovely to be chatting with you all again. It doesn't feel like 2 weeks. As you can see, I'm still at my mum's. It's the 4th Saturday I've been here. So yeah, I'll talk about that later on. I've got quite a bit to show and a little bit to talk about. So yeah, I'll get going. So again, not much stitching, but I do have some. The first one is Celtic Autumn by Lavender and Lace. This is my seasonal sale piece. I finally got round to starting it. And I've also now got a Celtic Autumn sale. That's the hashtag, Celtic Autumn sale. I was asked by Kate, the Scottish Stitcher, if I'd like to do a sale with it. So I said yeah. So, and then Bridget, who's Gittier on Instagram, is also joining us. If anybody else would like to join in, feel free. I'm not doing the original, I'm doing a conversion, and it's this one by Janet Granger, more of an autumny colour. And compared to the other ones that I've done, I've started this in the top corner rather than in the middle. So that's what I've got done so far. So we've got the top corner here, and then I've got the letter N from autumn, and then some of the stitching up here. There's quite a few beads at the top, and also some gold Rainbow Gallery treasure braid, which I've not put on yet. That needle minder is from the Love of Needle Minders. I'll put a link down below. And this fabric is 28 count, slightly buttery by Sparklies. 28 count, slightly buttery, even weave by Sparklies. So yeah, it's got a lovely yellow tinge to it. So yeah, so that's that one. Now where am I going to put everything? Put it over there. That's these drawers. So not where anything is. My next one is And Be Kind to One Another by Needlework Press. I'm doing this as a stitch along with Beth, the Steadfast Stitcher, Mary, Daydream Stitcher on Instagram, Stitchy Sally, and Gail Sneed. And it was the Be Kind Easter sale. And oops, there we go. That is my progress. So I've done quite a few of the letters on the top. So yeah, this is, I think it's 32 count, or it might be 28 count, not sure. Vintage Country Mocha. No, it's not, it's linen. Yeah. So there we go, that's that one. Just a nice stitch. I'm stitching it using most of the called for hand-dyed threads, and I'm also using one DMC. That's that one. And then my last whip is Charland stocking. You may remember last time I said about how the light's not great here. I've still not got my light here. I didn't see the point in bringing my light on my stand. But this is really easy to stitch on with the big light in the living room. So I've been getting quite a bit done on this. I'm doing this for my granddaughter B, and that is my progress. So as you can see, I've got quite a lot done since my last video. Nearly got the top done. Where the little green bit is at the bottom, at the middle here, there's like a vine with some leaves on. The wing on the angel needs to be done, and then a couple of little bits, and then the top bit's done, and then I go under the zigzag at the bottom and do the bits on the bottom. So that's my stocking. This is 18 count Floba, FLOBA. that I stitch all my stockings on. There we go, that's that. That's all my stitching. And then I'll go on to knitting. So knitting, let's do these first. So the pink cardigan that I seem to have been doing this for a while. This is the back for it, a nice lacy back. And then it's just nice and lacy. And then everything else is just plain stocking stitch. The front, there's the other front, all curled up. And then I've finished the sleeves. So all I need to do now is I need to do the button bands where you pick up stitches on the front and the neck, and then sew it up. I've not got. I'll put a picture up for that one because I've not brought the pattern upstairs with me. I don't know if it's still here actually. No, I've finished that bit. Yeah, it must still be here because I still need to make it up. Another one I've been working on is this. I started this before my last video. This pattern is from this booklet, Sirdar Babies in Denim. It's quite an old booklet. And as I said, I think in my last video, I bought this when my children were little, and I made this jumper here with the heart on it. I made it for my daughter. So yeah, it's an old booklet, but the pattern, I just love the pattern. And what I did, I'll tell you about. Oh, just dropped the raw counter. There it is. That's what I've got done on the front. So if I put it to the light, you can see the pattern in it. But yeah, there's some twisted stitches on each side of the pattern, and then you've got the lacy bit in the middle. Yeah, I didn't tell you this at the beginning, on my last video. Before I started this, I did a tension square. I don't normally do tension squares when I knit, I just start knitting. And I thought, right, I'm going to do a tension square, see what happens. And it worked out. I needed needles that were 3 sizes lower than the needles it asked for, which shows you can see that the knitting's a lot neater than normal knitting. You know, it's a lot, more claws. There's not as many holes. So yeah, 3 sizes smaller than the needles called for on the pattern. So yeah, so in future I'll be doing tension squares. I've got the window open today. It's quite warm here. It did forecast it to be quite warm for October. It's I think it's about 20 degrees today. So I've got the window open, so you may hear traffic, you may hear people outside. Right, and then I've started 2 new things. We have a little, like it's a private Facebook group for people who go to the Nimble Thimble for the meetups. And a lady was saying about how she loved these gloves, so I thought, right, I'm going to try making some. Now, I don't normally do double pointed needles. I don't particularly like knitting on double pointed needles. And I thought, right, I'm going to give it a go. Now, these are going to be squeak mitts. I'll put a picture up. Because I've not printed the picture off. I've got the pattern on my phone and I just go off that. And yeah, because one of my friends on there, her nickname is Mouse. You might be able to see the start of a tail there. Yeah. So yeah, and then there's cable. Cable on double pointed needles isn't easy. I'm a knitter who usually has a needle under her arm, so these things are hard work. Makes my finger sore in my thumb. But yeah, that's the start of a knit. So I might have a go at trying them on normal knitting needles and then sewing up. But we'll see how this goes. And then we'll see. But yeah, there's squeak. That's going to be a squeak mitt. This yarn, James C. Brett Aztec, I think that's what it's called. I think it's James C. Brett. It's definitely called Aztec. It's acrylic and alpaca yarn. So yeah, so that's the start of a mitt. So yeah, and then the other thing I've started knitting, again I'll have to put a picture up because it's a Ravelry pattern. You won't see much on this, it's just the double rib and then a couple of rows of stocking stitch. This is the hat for a chocolate orange cover that's going to be a snowman. I'll put a picture up to show you what it looks like when it's finished. But I just loved it and I thought, yeah, I'll make them, and thinking I'll make them for my children. If you're not sure what a chocolate orange is, this is a chocolate orange. Obviously it comes out of the box. Let's see if I can get it out of the box. So it's Terry's chocolate orange, and basically it's just like that, chocolate orange. And then when you're opening it, you have to bang it so it breaks the segments inside. It's like an orange, chocolate, obviously brown, but it's got like segments like an orange that are fixed in the middle. So yeah, and then this is going to be a snowman that holds that. And I've got a few other patterns for chocolate orange holders that I'm going to have a look at and maybe make a start. But yeah, so that's my start. That's my start of the hat. I only started this yesterday. I went to knitting with my mum, to the Knit and Natter group, and made a start on that. So yeah. So basically that's all my makes and whips. As I said last time, that my mum has a cat, and yeah, you can't do anything in front of the cat because the cat thinks you're playing and just comes at you with the claws out. So I wait until the cat's upstairs, or you know, it's not around, and then I do a bit of knitting or whatever. But yeah, that's all my knitting, all my stitching that I've been doing. I did nip home yesterday and I picked up a couple of other whips that I can work on. During the day I can get some stitching in on normal things like on my Celtic Autumn and Be Kind to on another, because I sit near the window, so I'm getting the daylight, so that's nice. It's just at night you can't, it's not the same as having my daylight lamp at home. So yeah, what else am I doing? Let's look at my notes to see where I'm up to. Oh yeah, Happy Mail. The other day I got mail dropped off, and I had a lovely package from Steph in New Jersey in the US, and she sent me Celtic Winter. You may remember I didn't have this one. I had Celtic Christmas and then Spring, Summer, Autumn, but I didn't have Winter, and she's very kindly got this for me. So she found it at a reasonable price and got it for me and sent it to me. And she also sent me this lovely card. It's original art for cross stitch designs by Mirabilia. So it's a lovely card with a lovely message in it. So thank you, Steph. I do have her permission to use her name, so yeah, she did give me permission. So thank you so much for that. That'll get started on. Whether I stitch on it in winter, I'm not sure. I might wait till Celtic Christmas is finished, because I know I'm quite a bit further on with that than the others. And then, where am I up to? Yeah, stash enhancement. Now, I got this. I actually got it a while ago, but I left it at home when I did my last video. It was still at home. This is Geranium by Nora Corbett. When I went to one of the Yorkshire stitching days in Burley in Wharfdale, somebody was stitching this and it was so gorgeous in real life, so I just had to get the chart and I ordered it, and obviously it came before I came over to my mum's, and I just left it at home, but I picked it up yesterday while I was at home. So yeah, I've got that now. Like I say, in real life it was gorgeous. There's beads on it and everything. It just looked lovely. So yeah, so I got that one. That's the only stash enhancement I've got as far as cross stitching is concerned. Yeah, I'll show you them later. Right, going off my notes. Let's follow the notes and then I know where I'm up to. Last video I forgot to tell you about the talk I'd done. As you may know, I've talked about my cross stitch before to different groups, and I was asked to talk to a Mothers Union group at a local church in Darwin. And I went and took loads of stuff with me that I've done. I even took some from my mum's, because my mum has quite a few things that I've made for her. And I took those and I had them on display, and I talked to a nice little group of ladies about my stitching. They were asking loads of questions. It was really nice. And then I've been asked to talk to a WI group. I will explain the WI. I had loads of messages from people. What's the WI? So I will explain that later on. I'm going to be. I had a message from a WI asking me if I could go and talk to the craft group. So the week after next, I'm going to Oswald Twistle. WI, Oswald Twistle. Aussie, we call it Aussie. It was short because of the name being so difficult. Oswald Twistle. Yeah, so I'm going talking to Oswald Twistle's WI's craft group in a couple of weeks, talking to them about my cross stitch, and I'll be taking some things to show them. So yeah, walks I've been on. Right, the other week after I'd done my last video, a few days after I did my last video, I went for a walk around Rivington. Now, where I am here in Horwich, it's 2 miles basically to Rivington Pike. Rivington Pike is a hill with a folly on the top, like a little castle. You can't go in it or anything, but yeah. So it's only up the road and it's the countryside, in the middle of the countryside. So I decided to go for a walk to visit some of my old childhood haunts, like Rivington Pike. There's what's known as the Pigeon Tower, and then these what used to be gardens, which are now a public place where you can go around. I know them as the Bunks, because that's what we used to call them as a child. Then they've been called Rivington Terrace Gardens, they've been called Japanese Gardens, Bungalow Grounds, they've had all sorts of names. So yeah, but basically Lord Leverhulme, who he was a businessman who had he did soap and washing things, and he built these gardens with pavilions in it and all sorts of things, and a house obviously, but then it went into ruin until the water company bought the land and made it suitable for people to go and look round. So yeah, so I walked around there. I did 6 miles altogether. It was a nice day. It's like, I wouldn't say it rained. You felt specks of water and that's about it. But yeah, it was a nice day. A bit windy on top of the pike, Rivington Pike. You'll see in the pictures that I'll put at the end. It was quite windy on the top of the hill. But yeah, that was a nice walk on my own. And then last Sunday I went on the coach ramble to Glossop. You might remember in my last video I showed pictures from the recce that I did because I was leading the walk, and I went on the coach and we had 12 people, I think it was, coming with us on the walk. Again, we did just over 6 miles, but it was raining. It rained basically all day. It had said on the weather it was going to rain until around lunchtime, and then it was going to not brighten up but stop raining. But it didn't. It just rained all day, near enough, till virtually the end, and then it stopped raining. But yeah, and then on the way home on the coach, it absolutely poured it down with rain. So yeah, it was really wet. Got wet that day. So yeah, those are the 2 walks I've done in the last 2 weeks. I'll put the slideshow at the end like I always do, about those. Yeah, right, next thing on my notes is my trip to Black Sheep Wools. Last week I took my mum out to a shop called Black Sheep Wools. If you live in the area you know all about Black Sheep Wools. It's a yarn shop basically. It's a big yarn shop, but they also sell cross stitch kits. They do sell thread, like DMC threads, anchor threads. They sell some fabric, but only the ones in the tubes. They don't sell charts as far as I know. I'm still warm even though the windows are open. Anyway, so yeah, so we went down. I just wanted to look at patterns, knitting patterns, because I've got loads of wool. Don't need any more yarn, thank you very much. I've got loads. Anyway, I bought 2 knitting patterns. I bought this one. This uses some chunky yarn, which I already have. I've got the chunky yarn at home, and I just thought that's a lovely set. It's the jacket, the scarf, the hat and the gloves that I could do for my granddaughter. There's a nice picture on the back as well. There we go. Yeah, so I got that one, and then I also got this one because I've got some yarn like this. This is a James C. Brett. It's for using Twinkle yarn, and I do have some Twinkle yarn, but it's a bit more colourful than that one. I don't think it'll do for Arthur, my grandson. It's got a lot of pink and things in it. So, but yeah, I just bought this pattern. I thought, yeah, I could make those. You know, make the jacket and maybe the hat, see how things go. So yeah, so I bought those 2 patterns, and I bought some cable needles as well because I needed some cable needles. I'll have to put a picture up of the picture. My mum, they had some ex-display cross-stitch pictures for sale, and my mum saw this picture and she just had to get it. It's got a lady and a man. I'll put a picture up, and there's a cat on it that just looks like my mum's cat. My mum's cat's called Freddie, after Freddie Mercury. Yeah, she just loved the picture, so she had to buy it. It's now up in her bedroom. So yeah, we had a really nice time though. There's a cafe there, and we went and had coffee, and I had a piece of cake. So yeah, it was a nice day. Whew. So yeah, I'm getting right along. Right, so the WI. Right, I had lots of comments on my last video asking me what the WI was, because I just didn't realise not a lot of people know about it. So I've written down some information. Right, so the WI is the Women's Institute, and it was founded in 1915 to encourage women to become more involved in producing food during the First World War, and also to revitalise rural communities. It's now the largest women's organisation in the UK, and it's for all women to share experiences and learn from each other, make friends and make a difference in the community. So yeah, it's just basically a women's organisation. The WI I go to, we have a monthly meeting where we usually have a speaker. We've had a speaker who was a customs officer. We had someone who used to be a tiller girl who were dancers, and then next year we've booked a lady who was on the Great British Sewing Bee to come and talk to us, amongst lots of others. So yeah, it's just a way to meet people, make friends, and then like my WI, we've set up a craft group. We're trying to organise a theatre group because we like going for trips to the theatre. So yeah, it's just a nice thing to be a part of. And then the local federation, Lancashire WI, organise an annual show, which is what I've entered things for in my I showed in my last video on pictures. I will, when I do get home, I'll show the actual things on my video. So yeah, I do like being a part of the WI. It's nice, and some people think of it, they say it's Jam and Jerusalem, but no, it's not. Jerusalem's a song, but yeah, it's not. It's not. You don't need to know how to make jam. You don't need to be a crafter. It's just for women. So yeah. So that's the WI. Right, as far as my mum's concerned, she's doing really well. The hole in her neck's nearly healed up from her trachea. Her arm's doing really well, and yeah, she's doing okay. She's getting on. We've just got an appointment through for the hospital, so hopefully they'll be able to confirm that she's okay. And yeah, so we'll have to just see how things go over the next week or so. But yeah, I think that's about it. Like I say, not much doing today. But yeah, you might be able to, my laptop's here, so you might be able to see me in double. But yeah, how long have we been on? Oh, a bit longer than usual, a bit longer than my last one. So yeah, so thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves and those you love. Be kind always, and happy stitching. Bye for now.